And we're down to a minute and a half here, so we're running. I mean, it's not going to be many more laps.
Denny Hamlin goes to the top of the chart with Austin Dillon.
Got one sideways.
And around turn one in the wall. And that is Reed Sorenson.
I think it was that quarter panel and the damage he had to the rear of that car that probably caused that accident.
Clint Bowyer had been trying to get past Sorenson, to no avail.
And this group had really started getting dicey. You could start to see it as they were coming off turn 4 down the front straightaway.
I just wonder, Larry, if that flapping right rear quarter panel maybe cut his right rear tire down, and that's what created this problem.
Bobby Labonte driving for Frank Stoddard. Past series champion, he's involved. And the red flag will stop the clock in this session.
This is the fear that these guys all had with this kind of qualifying, that there would be some cars that would get torn up by guys trying to make moves that they shouldn't really be making, but they're desperate to make them.
Bowyer had been trying to pass Sorenson because that fender, it's all damaged now, but it was billowing out in the wind, slowing his car down. But wow. When they came out on track, because of all the jostling for position on pit road, somebody got into Reed Sorenson. And right there, that right rear gets a shot from Justin Allgaier's 51.
Oh my gosh. Something, the car turned before it got to the corner. I'm not sure. I don't know. I have to look at it again.
Well, let's try a different angle here.
Well, Denny Hamlin at 11 had a bunch of damage too.
Head down toward turn 1 here. Running really tight, close together. Ooh, it looked like Bowyer started to go the inside and then shot back to the right, and when he did, he clipped the back of the 44 of Sorenson.
Hard to tell from that angle if perhaps Bowyer got turned by the car behind him.
It's kind of hard to tell. These two guys were mad at each other leaving pit road.
Chris Neville?
Mike, that's right. Clint Bowyer on the radio since they left pit road, just saying how he had to get around that 44 car and he couldn't. Reed Sorenson really blocking him around the racetrack, and he was telling the team, hey, that right rear fender pushed out. It's like a parachute, and the team telling him, you're losing that pack in front of him. You've got to get around him.
Involved in the crash, Bowyer, Sorenson, the 23 of J.J. Yaley, the 32 of Bobby Labonte, and the 11 of Denny Hamlin. You just saw Yaley out of his car.
And Mike, the interesting thing, Denny Hamlin is quickest right now in that 11 car.
Doesn't look like he has a lot of damage, Larry. Let's go back and look when the 44 and the 15 left pit road. I think that's where this started before we even got going. You watch the 15 and the 44, they're coming into this picture right here, right there.
Yeah, actually, that's Justin Allgaier getting into the car ahead of him, and the accordion wreck took Bowyer into the back.
Put him into the back of Sorenson.
And there's that big fender billowing out there.
Yeah, It started stacking up in front of Reed Sorenson.
So we listened in on Clint Bowyer.
Do not do anything stupid to the other driver, please. Just stay in the car. Do not get out. Stay in the car, please.
That was Brian Patty, his crew chief, telling him to stay in his race car, telling Clint Bowyer to stay in his car.
And that's a rule. Don't forget, you're supposed to stay by your car, near your car, or in your car.
They call it knockout qualifying. There's one reason why.